This is your stimulus check update information. It looks like there's a deadline to get the child tax credit right now. So people haven't done so already. If you have family members with children, you can get those deadlines in and get that child tax credit. There is states right now that are going to be sending out more stimulus checks to everyone. In the plan, the American Rescue Plan, President Biden had set aside $350 billion to each state and local cities. Looks like they're turning around. They're going to be sending that out to a lot of people in that area. Also, there is a lot of good news about what's going to be coming up forward in this new infrastructure plan, plus in this $3.5 trillion plan that Nancy Pelosi's, it's a budget plan that she's trying to get pushed through the House of Representatives, something it's going to come under a lot of resistance in the Senate from the Republicans. But if they can get that reconciliation bill passed where they can bypass the Republican vote, then what'll happen is they'll get more stimulus. And in that $3.5 trillion plan could be possibly the American Families Plan, which they're going to extend out a lot of the things that are going to be ending here pretty soon. And possibly maybe even a fourth direct payment will be pushed into that, or maybe snuck into that bill, because the Democrats love to sneak those little things in there. Maybe they'll put in a fourth stimulus check. So I'm going to cover a lot of details in this video for you, so that way you get updated on what's happening with the stimulus check information. So by August 30th, there is that registration date that's coming up in order to receive your payment for September 15th. What happens is the child tax credit, they're giving $3,600 for children under the age of 6. And you can opt out of the monthly payments. So you can just say, I don't want monthly payments. But if you want to register for the monthly payments, you have to do so by August 30th to receive that check. Some people have said, you know what, I'll just wait till next year. So that what they're going to be doing is giving out $300 per month. It's a reoccurring payment for children under the age of 6, and then $250 for kids between 6 and 17. But some people have said, I don't want the monthly payments. I just want to get the lump sum, and that'll be next 2020 March of next year to get that lump sum payment. But those payments are going out to every month, the child tax credit. So if you have 4 or 5 children, boom, you get a pretty good check on that. And I get it. A lot of people are saying in the comments, you don't have children. What about us? This is what I think the budget plan in the future will happen. I'll talk about that in just a second, but there is a portal you can go to. It's called the Child Tax Credit portal. It's an updated portal. You can go in there and you can see the status of your payment for those child tax credit payments. So a big family, I mean, it's going to be a pretty good check. If you haven't done so already, you can file your returns with the Treasury. There is a non-filers tool available on the Treasury website. You can go there, you can fill that out. So if you're SSI, SSDI, and you never file your returns, the Treasury is just saying, go in there, file your returns with that non-filers tool. If you've never received your first or second check, you can use the recovery rebate credit section of that non-filers tool. What you can do is you can say, hey, I never received those first 2 checks. The Treasury will look at that. Then they'll send out those 2 payments to you. The $1,200 check, the $600 check, and if you've never received your $1,400 check, you could possibly get all 3 of those checks. But you have to file your returns with the Treasury using the non-filers tool, and you have to use the recovery rebate credit section in there in order to get those payments sent out to you.
We need your help to make it work, to make it happen. So we do the big thing, but then the details of the rollout make all the difference between whether the thing actually happens, right? And so what we know is when more families know about the relief that is included in the American Rescue Plan, when more families know about how they can get the relief, that is how we will be able to lift our children out of poverty. That is how we will lift up our nation's middle class as well. If you file taxes for 2019 or 2020, or if you signed up with the IRS to receive a stimulus check in 2020, you're good. You don't have to do anything extra. You will get the child tax credit automatically. But what we need to get the word out, and as I said at the start, this is obviously very important for our nation's families. And President Joe Biden and I want every single family who qualifies for the child tax credit to receive it.
So there is this big Delta variant that's happening with this pandemic right now. It's starting to spread a little bit. People are starting to panic a little bit. We're not, I don't know what the federal government's going to do. They're starting to do these mask mandates. I don't know if the local governments are going to shut down the economies again like they tried to do in the past. It didn't work, and I don't think it's ever going to work. But if they shut down these businesses and force these businesses to shut down, they're going to have to come up with some type of universal basic income for these businesses, or maybe the people in that area. It's going to be tough to see what's going to happen. But this Delta variant, it looks like it's starting to ramp up and starting to get people in a panic again. but they're trying to get some type of universal basic income. The unfortunate part is that the Senate right now has been on break, and they won't come back until, I believe, the second week of September. They take off I guess the whole month of August and beginning of September during their break. But once they come back, they're going to try to get this new budget plan, get it signed and get it out the door. I just don't know if they're going to have that new stimulus plan in there, but that's something they're talking about with this monthly payment plan going out. And that's what one of the things right now is, are they going to be able to pass something before September? Nancy Pelosi is trying to get most of the people in the House of Representatives to come back to Washington so they can vote on that $3.5 trillion stimulus plan. It's going to be a big one. They're going to have to borrow money. They're going to have to print more money from the Federal Reserve. I think the Federal Reserve is going to start to get frustrated with Congress, and they're going to maybe say, hey, we're going to take over this stimulus plan, and they're going to take a Fed coin. They're going to give it out to people and let them go out there and spend it. That's something that Jerome Powell has talked about in the past. He's the head of the Federal Reserve right now. He's talked about maybe a possible digital coin that they send out. If they can do that, then they would force people to go out there and spend it into the economy. I know it looks like some of the other countries are trying to experiment with that. But there is a lot of pressure coming from a lot of these other coins, cryptocurrencies, stable coins, all that. So that's something that they're going to have to do, because right now you're waiting on Congress to get these bills passed, and they're just taking their sweet time to try to make things happen. If this Delta variant starts to kick in and then starts to really ramp up and they close down these economies, they will be forced to do something quick. There is a lot of pressure from Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, a lot of the Democrats in the both Senate and the House of Representatives on President Biden. They're asking for automatic unemployment insurance payments as well as direct payments as long as the economic situation is affected by that is what's happening right now. Also, the House Ways and Means Committee, they have also come out and said that President Biden should get this monthly payment set up. This $2,000 monthly payment is this magic number that I keep seeing a lot of the people in Congress to push this. They're trying to get these automatic payments going out to those that do qualify for this. This would be good, but they're going to have to get it something to where they don't have to do these bills back and forth or go back and forth and try to vote on these. They're trying to get something automatic. If they can use that automatic stabilizer, that would be good news, because then those payments would go out automatically. They were going to try to base it on the unemployment data. So if the unemployment rises, they send out payments. If the unemployment starts to fall, I think they don't send the payments out. They'll use that unemployment data to see what's happening. Now, right now, the unemployment data is dropping. So that's, I don't know if that's going to be good news for more stimulus. Who knows? But we're going to see how this whole Delta thing pans out. If they ramp it up and start closing down these economies again, it's going to be crazy, because people are just going to panic because there's just not enough money to start to go around and get people, excited. Now, Bernie Sanders, he's kind of the head of I think he's the head of the budget committee right now. He's the one trying to get all these stimulus plans, trying to get more money. And what Bernie doesn't understand is that the federal government has to print the money in order to pay for these things that they want to set aside. But again, if they have those, they spent all that money before, the $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. They're trying to get another $1 trillion, trying to get another $1 trillion passed over the course of the next couple of months. Now, President Biden had just come out a couple of days ago, and he said that the states can use that $350 billion total to turn around and pay out their local people in their area that still have unemployment, because the unemployment data is going to start to run out. The unemployment benefits are going to start to run out on September 6th. And a lot of times when these benefits run out is when Congress starts to rally up and starts to get a new bill passed. That's what happened back in February last year. I think it ended, and then they rallied and got it bumped up to September 6th. So this is always something every time these benefits start to run out, they tend to come together to try to get something moving out in the right direction. But September 6th is going to be the date where the unemployment benefits are going to end, and that'll be millions of people will be affected by this. So I look forward to hopefully them moving that forward. If the states can come out and use that money, then they can turn around and pay their people in their area for whatever the unemployment or maybe more stimulus. And so, in fact, right now, a lot of these states are actually sending out checks to people. You have California that's sending out $600 payments. You have California that they're sending out one-time checks of $600 for those that do qualify. And then there's another $500 for the children in California. Now, California is the only state right now that's actually sending out real stimulus. A lot of the other states, they're sending out payments, but it's only to very targeted people. In fact, like Florida, it's very targeted to first responders and teachers. So they get it, they deserve it, but there's so many other people in the state of Florida they could be benefiting from, especially low-income people that need that money. Tennessee, $1,000 payments are going to be sent out to teachers in that area. There's certain districts in Texas that are sending out money. I know Irvine, they're trying to incentivize their teachers to go back to work, and they're giving them $2,000 to go back to work. Now, New Mexico, they're sending out $750 for about 4,000 households in that state. That's good news for those in New Mexico. Colorado, Georgia, Maryland, Michigan, New York are also sending out stimulus checks to the people that live in those areas. Now, New York, looks like undocumented residents can get up to $15,600. Man, that is just crazy, the amount of money they're going to be sending out in New York. Georgia and Michigan. Georgia sent out $1,000 to teachers in that state. Michigan sent out, I think, $500 for people in that state. So that's good news for people in Georgia. Now, also this giant petition is really picking up steam. It's close to 3 million signatures to get this $2,000 monthly checks moving out there. I think they're going to keep pushing that. You can go to change.org and you can sign up yourself. Go there and you can add your name to that list, getting those signatures, getting those $2,000 monthly checks.